Hi, guys, and welcome to this episode of the Seller Logic Expert Talks. This week, we're going to do a deep dive into a topic where, it has been so intensively discussed in the past weeks that I often have like this moment where I'm like, if somebody says ChatGPT one more time, I'm going to jump out the window. But to this conversation, I've been looking forward to out of one reason, because this time it's not going to be us talking about like superficial, can ChatGPT help me with my blog, or will my kids ever have to do homework again? But it's actually we're going to be talking about ChatGPT and the amazing algo that they have, and put it to a test in like a more niche scenario. The scenario being, can Amazon sellers use it to write listings that might actually draw more sales than listings created by human hand, right? And for this, we have the expert on that topic in the Amazon environment, John Tilley from ZonGuru. John, thanks for being with us today. How are you, man?
Yeah. You say you're sick of talking about ChatGPT. You must imagine on my side, I'm like, geez, all I'm doing is talking about ChatGPT. Thanks for having me. I wouldn't ever say I'm an expert in ChatGPT, because there's people far beyond me that have gone down the rabbit hole on that, including many people on my team. They get very curious about new technology, and they've gone down a lot of these rabbit holes. But we are the world's first Amazon software to integrate ChatGPT into the software, and it's coming up with super interesting results, both in our testing before we launched it, and then obviously since launching it. And the short answer there is ChatGPT is impressive if you use it in the right way, as one of your tools in your tool set, right? So we can talk more about that, but it's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we just get directly into it? Let's say, okay, imagine this, right? I'm a seller. I've been selling on Amazon for a decade. Like, I've written thousands of listings, right? And these listings, they have drawn hundreds and thousands of sales. Is ChatGPT able to write a listing better than these kinds of sellers with that kind of experience?
Look, I would say no. I think the human element of an expert seller who's written thousands of listings, the capability of a human and an expert to write a listing is beyond ChatGPT.
Right.
100%, right? But I think the important point here is writing a listing with ChatGPT is not a replacer for us as sellers or experts or content writers. It just simply gives us an amazing start in literally under a minute, right? So the whole point of our integration with ChatGPT into our listing optimization tool is to prompt it with the right information based on our technology to develop a listing in under a minute that you can then edit and finesse it into where you need it to be. So it doesn't move us from being, it doesn't replace us as content writers or listing writers. It just moves us from being content writers into being content editors, right? And you've got the start. So for someone like that who is an expert, and they've written thousands of listings, instead of starting from scratch, you can start from an amazing baseline, and typically that baseline, based on what we're seeing from our technology and the way that we have the ability to rate listings in terms of how well they optimize in our tool, we can rate your listing versus any other listing in the space or within your niche. We typically see a 30% improvement in optimization for keywords for the algorithm over typically the best listings on page one. So I would say at a high level, it's going to be better optimized, but it still needs the finesse and the expert and the creativity of a seller or an agency or whoever's doing it to get it to where it needs to be.
Right. If you say better optimized, like maybe I just didn't catch it correctly, but I definitely heard out that when it comes to, I don't know, let's say time saving, which is essential for people that sell on Amazon, right? That will definitely, or maybe to get or maybe to get inspiration. Me as a content writer, of course, my heart goes out if you tell me, hey, you as a content writer, you're still essential, Daniel. I'm going to be like, oh, thank God, like I'm still going to have a job in 2 years. No, but what you're saying is, first of all, the speed at which it is possible to write listings. But then you said this 30%, it's 30% better optimized than listings that rank on page 1. What is the other, let's say, I don't know, if the speed has been taken out, the other 20% or 25%, what are the other factors that are better optimized than before?
Yeah, so when I say optimized, right, we're talking, there's 3 basic aspects to optimizing a listing for SEO, right? The one is, keyword placement. So understanding what are the best keywords, the most, relevant keywords that customers are searching for your type of product, and finding those keywords, right? And then once you find those keywords, how you place that in your listing, title, bullets, description, back in search terms and how you exact phrase or broad match is critical. Like, so the high level, in theory, if you put an exact match, very relevant, high volume search term in your title, and then you get a sale from someone typing in that exact keyword, you can get more algorithmic juice from Amazon's algorithm to rate you higher, because they're saying, hey, someone's typed in this word and they've actually bought your product. So you'll get more for that, and rather than putting that keyword somewhere down in your back in search terms, right? So that's how the optimization at a very basic, superficial level works, right? Is how you optimize your listing for keywords and placements. So that's the first part of SEO. The other part is how well the listing is written to convert for the human, right? So making an emotional connection with them, ensuring that you call out the right benefits that they're really looking for. And that's a really important creative piece of an expert, is understanding your customer and what is the sentiment that they have, what are the benefits that truly matter to them, right? So that's the other piece, writing a listing to convert for humans. And the third one is probably, writing it differently, which helps with conversion, is writing it differently or different, focusing on finding opportunities versus your competitors. Where are your competitors focusing, and are they doing the right thing, and how do I beat them, right? So those are kind of like the 3 aspects. So what our tool does, at a high level, and I'll show you this in a second, but we allow you we give you a score on your listing depending on how well it's optimized, but we also give you a score based on how well you optimized versus the main competitors in your niche, right? So we can say to you, hey, you get a score of 30,000, but you're in the top 10% of all listings on page 1, right? So that's the important piece, is we give you that touchstone. So case in point, that guy who is written thousands of listings, in this case, he'll be able to see very quickly, how does his listing score that he's written versus how does an AI listing score, which one is better versus a competitor and how they score, right? So it gives you that contextual reference, which is super cool.
Absolutely cool. I'm just looking at my phone at all the questions, but I think it actually would make more sense if you directly show it, and then I can build those questions into when you're actually showing us how the tool works.
Yeah, sure.
Would that be cool for you? Yeah, cool.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to show you an example. This is ZonGuru, and for anyone who doesn't know us, we're an operational tool set for brands that sell on Amazon. So individual sellers, agencies, you get access to over 17 different tools that you can use to optimize and run your Amazon storefronts. So we obviously have many tools on the left-hand side that you get access to, but the one I want to show you today is obviously listing optimization. So I'll just go into we have a very strong keyword tool called Keywords on Fire to find the keywords that you need to optimize for, and then obviously we have Listing Optimizer, which allows you to input those keywords. So I'm going to just take this example of golf cooler. It's just one I've been showcasing to individuals, but golf cooler is a great private label product that you could sell on Amazon. And how the tool works is I've set this up for golf cooler, which is the buyer keyword. And on the left-hand side, I can import keywords either from our keyword tool or from a list of keywords that you have, however you want to do it. But the point here is you want to load the keywords that are contextually the most relevant keywords that customers are using to find your product. So you load that on the left, and on the right, you can load up to 8 different listings to compare how well those listings are optimized for the keywords. So in this specific example, what I've done is I've actually added the #1 organic listing for the term golf cooler. And then I've also added middle of the page for golf cooler. So I've just added 2, and I can simply go here at any time and I can add another, I can just add an ASIN of any other listing that I want. I could add one of my own products if I want to see what that looks like. I could also add a blank listing, or I could generate one from AI. I'm going to show you how to use AI in a second. But the point of that is, this doesn't impact the AI, but it's really a way that you can compare how well those listings are optimized versus an AI generated one or whatever else you create. So I'll show you that in a second. But when you load a listing, we pull in all of the content that matters for SEO, right? And that's your title, your bullets, your description, and then also right down here, we actually pull in the backend search terms as well. So you can see what they put into their backend search terms. And you can do that for any listing. So that's a unique thing that you don't see on any other platform. We can literally show you what's on the back end.
Nice.
So I'm going to go ahead and just load some keywords here so you can see how they look. So again, you can do manually or from our tool. I'll just do it from our tool. For this example, I'll just load everything. So I'm going to golf cooler. I'll load all the keywords. So what I've done on the left-hand side is I've loaded all the keywords from our keyword tool. And we give those keywords a certain relevancy score, and we show where that keyword is included in the listing that's showing exact phrase or broad match. So you can see right now for this one where they exact, it's up here in the title, exact, or phrase match somewhere in the listing, right? And then we score that listing based on how well it's optimized for all of the keywords. So you can see it gets a score of 28,000. And it's in the top 11% of all listings on page 1 for the term golf cooler. Now, the score of 28,000, that ranges, right? It can go extremely high depending on the niche. But really how that algorithm works is it gives a score based on how well you've exact phrase or broad matched for the main keywords that are on the left-hand side here, starting with your title, your bullets, your description. So if I go ahead right now and this is a phrase match right now, but if I exact match it golf bag cooler, if I just add the word cooler right here, I now exact match, and therefore the score is going to improve slightly, right? So you can see that, and then obviously you can see a golf bag cooler I've exact matched, right? So that's how the algorithm works. But the main point here is not necessarily what the actual score is, but how you score versus the main competitors in the listing, and you're in the top 10% right here, right? And that's title, bullets, description, and then we actually add the backend search terms as well. I'll show you on this listing here. You can see the backend search terms right here, right? So we've added backend search terms, or we can see what they've added, right? So this is the the way that the algorithm is structured. And now what we can go and do is just literally run an AI generated listing, and let's see how it scores. And as I said to you, it typically scores around 30% better optimized than the other listings on page 1. So we'll see what it comes up with every time is different. Right. But what I can explain while we do this, if you like, is we input the AI with the keywords on the left hand side, that you pulled in. We give it product awareness so that it's optimizing for the right type of product that you have, whether it's metal or wooden, etc. We give it sentiment from the reviews to help understand what are the key benefits that it needs to put in. Right. And then we also what else do we do? We do those, and then obviously we tell it how to write a listing and write it in a way that is really well optimized for Amazon, right? So we're not overstuffing the listing, but we're writing in a way that really works. And you can see right from the get-go, the AI listing, the score that it's come out with is a 33,000, and it's in the top 6%. So it's better,
right? Wow, amazing. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So it's better than this is the #1, right, in the top 10%. So this is already well optimized. But that doesn't mean it's a better listing right now. You're going to have to go in and finesse it and see. The good thing is you can see right off the bat, what has the best listing on page 1 done, and you can compare that to your own listing. But for example, you can see it says here golf cooler bag with beer sleeve, 6-can cooler and accessory for men. it writes a great AI generated title. If you don't like it, you can regenerate it. Just click here and it'll regenerate a brand new one. You can obviously go in here and you can edit it further and add anything that you want to it. The bullets always start with the benefit first. Insulated soft golf cart cooler, and then it explains it. Golf bag cooler, beer sleeve for golf bag, etc. So it writes all of the bullets. It writes a description, and you can still add the back-end search terms that are missing. So you can see on the left, the dark green aspects here are the ones that are actually missing from the listing, and you can add them individually by just clicking on them, or you could go ahead and actually add all of them if you like. I can add all of them right now to the back-end search terms, and you can see the score on this listing is now in the top 4%. So the point being is that we're not going to get it, well, the AI is not going to get it 100% right. There's going to be some adjustments you want to make to the title. You might want to switch some of your bullets around. You might want to tweak some of the copy. It might not be highlighting the exact benefit that you think it should be highlighting, but you can change that, and it's written in a way that obviously is a good starting point. So you can go and adjust it, and then finally, when you're happy with it, you can actually directly publish it to Amazon. So through our API, it'll take this file and it'll partial flat file it up to your listing. So you don't even have to go into Seller Central, and you can move on to your next listing. So, when you're in the zone and you want to get through a number of listings, you can do it very, very efficiently, very fast, and very smartly through the tool here. And you can be guaranteed, there's an itch that we all have as sellers, like, how well have I done with my listing? Yeah. You can tell right now, hey, I've done it as good as any listing on page one. I'm really well optimized for the right keywords. Right. I can now, move past that and focus on my PPC, my outside traffic, whatever I'm doing, knowing that, the heartbeat of my business, the listing, is maximized to its potential for sale, right? Which is really important.
Yeah. If I can ask, if I can just, go ahead and shoot me a question in there. Like, for your current clients, what has the experience been so far? What experience have you guys made? Like your clients, their current listings, how has been the feedback so far from the people that have actually used what you just shown us? Has there been any feedback so far? And if how
yes.
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're constantly getting feedback. Part of our beta, we went into this very suspiciously, right? When you're dealing with AI and artificial intelligence, you want to really vet it before you push any of that out. So we did a lot of testing on our end, but we've also done a lot of testing and alpha feedback with a lot of our larger clients, agencies, etc., to see how they perform. And the feedback is excellent, right? I think the key thing here is there's questions around, hey, is there any plagiarism in the listing? Is the AI just, using other listings? And the answer is no. It's always writing it in a unique way. There can sometimes be a little bit of overlap, but we also have an IP monitoring tool, which will double check if competitors use any of your bullets, and we can check vice versa. Okay. So cool. We're not seeing much overlap on that front. But I think the feedback is generally, it's well received around this tool, because it's not something where you're just writing it and you're posting that directly. It's not a replacement, but it's just giving everyone an amazing start. So even if the AI doesn't get it 100% right, and is never going to get it 100% right, it's giving you the ability to look at it and say, hey, I like all of these pieces. I need to tweak some of these pieces, rather than starting from scratch. So, that's the great feedback we're getting. And in addition to that, the secondarily, I think people appreciate the what's the word I'm looking for? The procrastination that is overcome with this, right? Because when you have to sit down to write a listing from scratch, there's a lot of procrastination that goes into that, because you're like, oh, I have to start. And what this does is it just gets you over the hump, right? Because you just say, oh, you know what, I'm just going to go in and just do one with AI, and I've got a starting point. So that all that time, not even just writing the listing, but the procrastination before is shortened. So that's a cool benefit that we're seeing from all of this.
That's great feedback, actually. That's amazing. Yeah. What's the you said this is you're past the beta phase, or it's still the beta phase. What's the roadmap that you have going on from here? Actually, do you have anything new planned, or like any further integrations or something? Yeah. How's it looking like?
Yeah, we're still in beta. So anybody who wants to access this, well, I don't know if you post the link here, but if you do, they'll come through your link, and they can get access to the beta. If you go direct, you won't get access.
Okay.
We're going to beta version 2 in I think it's next week. And essentially what we're doing is we're finessing the beta further, specifically around product awareness, and we're adding a customizable field. For some specific products, there are very specific things about that product that need to be incorporated. And so if we can guide the AI by not just the keywords, but actually give it a focal point, that's important. So we're giving it more product awareness. We're also including the automation of individual bullets, because right now you can only automate all of them in one shot, and then redo them all in one, but now you'll be able to do individual ones. And then we're also bringing in language. So right now it's just based on English, but as of next week, it'll be across all of our markets in any language you want.
Wow.
We're testing the language a lot with agencies that focus on translations. And again, I think the feedback is overall they're impressed with the translation capabilities. And more importantly, the genius on that front is that we're finding the localized keywords for those markets with our keyword tool. So when it's writing a listing, it's using that localized language rather than just a pure straight translation. So that makes a big difference in our translations. And so that'll be available. But again, for any of these agencies, it's a baseline. It's certainly not the end product, right? So they use that baseline to then finesse it and get it to where it needs to be. So it's just a starting point again. So then we'll probably do a little bit more on the listing side, but once we've got it as very far on its impact, there's no point in just finessing it a little bit more. We'll move on to some of our other tools and see if we can integrate ChatGPT there, whether it's product research or anything else. So we're not going to just keep shining this one little area. We're gonna move on to other ones.
Amazing. I guess those are all the questions that I have. Is there anything more that you would like to add? Maybe you already told everyone what ZonGuru is about, but maybe on which major platforms we can find you, or if somebody wants to get in contact with you directly, because there's questions that kind of were left open in this video. How can people contact you or find you guys at ZonGuru?
Again, that's one of our tools. We have about 17 or I think even 18 different tools, kind of at each operational area of your business, whether it's niche validation, market validation, product research, optimizations, business dashboards, etc. That is our tool set, and we are only Amazon specific. North America, Europe, Australia, and India are the markets we're connected with. And in terms of getting in touch with us, there's many ways to do that. If you want to DM me directly, especially if you're more of the enterprise or agency, potential clients, and you want a deeper understanding of our enterprise product, you can get me on LinkedIn. You can also hit us up at support. So just go to ZonGuru.com. We have a chat button, or support@zonguru.com, and we have a whole team there that can answer any questions you have. Or if you want to try the platform, it's obviously a free trial. And the beta is part of that free trial, and we don't charge extra for it. And you can get that through the link in this video.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely be sure to post a link either to your LinkedIn directly, or to ZonGuru's website, or to your support page on whatever platform we post. Is probably every single platform we can find. But John, thank you so much for taking the time and for showing us, for sharing your screen with us, and also what you guys at ZonGuru have been up to. Amazing stuff, really cool, and I'm really happy. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the future. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it, and great questions. I enjoyed it a lot. Cheers.
Thanks, man. Cheers.